Hi, I'm Starlight Bricks, and this is my review on LEGO set 60453, the LEGO City Lifeguard Truck. This LEGO set is rated ages 6 and up and includes 214 pieces, including the actual, lifeguard truck, a surfer, a lifeguard, a few accessories, and maybe an included shark? Based off a lot of the box art and stuff, it shows pictures of the Lego shark. However, it doesn't really say anywhere else that the shark is actually included. So I'm guessing that it is, but I'm not entirely sure. Yes, this set retailed for $25 USD. Now, this set was actually released in the early half of 2025 and actually retired at the end of 2025, meaning it pretty much didn't even get a full year of a lifespan. I was lucky to actually find this set, although post-retirement, at a Barnes & Noble. Looking at the front of the box here, you can see it's a very clean design. It's very settling to look at. The colors are really nice and everything. I don't know how high that surfer is surfing. It's actually kind of impressive. We're not going to question that part. But okay, that lifeguard looks very nice, going out for his lifeguard surfboard thingy. The truck also has a very nice color scheme, it looks like. Looks like a very cool design, and just even the sky and everything, and the beach and the palm trees. It's pretty cool. Looking at the back of the box here, you can kind of see the back of the truck being opened up, all of the accessories included. You can see our two minifigures looking at the waters, making sure there's no sharks, even though, yet again, you can see the tip of the shark, the fin. But like, is the shark included, yes or no? And then at the top part, you have these black framed boxes. Sadly, this set also has those stupid thumb openers. I'm more a fan of the tape, but you know, I get it. It does take away from the dino a little bit, but you know, I guess it's not the worst. The sides and the bottom of the box are like completely empty, besides like, you know, all the written words and the different languages, stuff like that. However, on the top of the box, you can see our minifigs with a lot of the different accessories, which is super duper cool. It's included. Between deciding if I actually want to use the thumbtacks or if I just want to open the box with a pocket knife, I really like the back of the box. So I'm going to use a pocket knife because I find that to be a little stupid. Can I even say the word knife? I'm going to use my Lego set opener. How about that? Isn't that great? Technically, you can actually use a brick separator. I've done it before, but it definitely does take a little while. So yeah, my Lego set opener. Beautiful. So instead of me showing you my struggling to actually get the box open, I did get it open, and don't get me wrong, but you know, it wasn't the prettiest thing to see. But as you can see, this is what was included inside the set. We have two major bags, it seems like. Okay, they're honestly kind of big bags for the set, so I'm a little surprised by that. But, you know, it's kind of cool, I guess. Nice big bags. No paper bags yet. Also, oh, that kind of made a mess in there. Okay. And then you have the instruction manual here. Still that awful looking, just 3D thing. No actual original paper design, but you know, whatever. Nice instructions here. Look similar as usual. Guess I can't complain about that. But yeah, kind of a boring design. You know, that's how Lego is nowadays. And then you also have a medium-sized sticker sheet. I'm kind of surprised that there's a lot of stickers here. I mean, it's not really that much. I guess you could look at the truck and see, there's a decent amount. But, you know, probably not too many printed parts. Now that we've actually looked at the box, and opened the box, and see what's inside the box, let's build the set. Also, to confirm, it does look like there's a shark. I'm glad. I actually did forget to mention that this actually instruction manual has like a little bit of kind of like a baby sky blue, which actually makes it very pretty. I actually didn't see this. And the actual instructions is kind of that color too, so that's nice. Not just a bland white. Ask like how they think it's an option. Really? I'm not building it that way. What the frick? Now, instead of just talking about this glorious box, let's get into the actual set. This is the Lifeguard truck. Before we take a look at the beautiful truck, let's take a look at the 2 minifigs included, along with our shark friend. Nom, 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 nom. Alright, now take a look at our first minifig here, our hopefully highly trained lifeguard. Figure includes 2 main accessories, both a cell phone and a megaphone, and he has a lot more inside of his truck. This figure also has a very nice red ball cap. Looking at the actual figure here from head to toe, for the face print, it's just a generic face with a little quirky smile. And you also have these orange safety glasses for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why they have safety glasses, but you know, they work, I guess. Sunglasses. And then going onto the torso here, he has a nice lifeguard tank top. You can kind of see from the lifeguard symbol in the top corner, along with some shirt design. And also the yellow arms indicate that it is actually a tank top. And for the legs here, there actually is dual-boarded legs. For some reason, we can't get dual-boarded legs in LEGO Star Wars sets, but you know, when it comes to a lifeguard truck, at least he's got the swim shorts on. Moving on to the back of the figure, you actually have the lifeguard symbol, which you can see on the truck frequently and stuff like that, with the actual life thingy. And also for the dual-boarded legs, you can kind of see the back, the half yellow, half red. It looks great. Wish we had those on Star Wars figs. Take a look at our next figure here, which is our surfer lady with her lime green accents. I will admit she does not look too happy to be surfing, but you know, I guess when there's a shark attack, things are different. And for her main accessory here, she has a giant green surfboard. Alright, looking at the actual figure now, you can see it's a very simple, basic, generic design. You have very nice gray solid pants, with the torso being the print of a swimming bodysuit with the lime green to match the color of the surfboard, which is kind of a nice little detail there. For her hair, it's just generic brown hair. It works. This figure also has 2 different face prints that you can switch around. The first side just being kind of like a more sad look, like I guess after an attack. And then the other side here is kind of a more frightened look, I guess you could say. Especially if you run into a shark, I too would be a little scared. And looking at the back of the figure, you can kind of see that her swimsuit has a very interesting symbol. I'm not really sure what it means or what it correlates to. I will admit it's very, very cool. It seems like it's very sci-fi-esque, even though it's just probably just a surfer symbol, hopefully. But it's still cool nonetheless. Love the little details. Alright, now to look at the most amazing figure in this entire set is a light bluish gray shark. I personally have actually never seen a light bluish gray shark, so that kind of came as a little surprise to me because I actually have a lot of like the darker gray, which I think is the more standard shark, I guess you can say. But to have it in light gray, it looks so good. This figure is awesome. The ability to open up the mouth of the shark, you can hide some stuff inside of there. That's pretty cool. And again, the whole point of the lifeguard truck is to defend the people from, well, you know, drowning or getting shark bites and stuff. So hopefully this guy's not playing on his phone and actually not letting the shark eat people's feet. We don't want that. Not in Lego City. Nom 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 nom. Alright, next up we'll look at the super duper awesome lifeguard truck. Ignoring the fact that the guy's skin tone is the same color as the truck, and that the truck also kind of looks somewhat similar to what a McDonald's truck would probably look like. Besides that, I'd say it's pretty cool. Okay, first things first, let's look at the awesome design of this beautiful truck. Now, at first glance, this truck is sick. I mean, look at all those different angles you got. You got some at the top roof, at the front you got these nice sharp turns. Even in the middle part of it, you got like a nice sharp curve that goes into the back. On the roof again, even on the back, it's got some like sharp curves, which makes this truck look epic. Even you can tell in the back window seats. Along with its sharp angled design, the color scheme is also great. It's just that line where it doesn't really look like it's a McDonald's or some other major franchise type of thing, but it seems like since there's so much yellow that it actually has a good neutral okay, this is a Lifeguard truck, not something else. The red's just kind of on the bottom, and there's also that middle streak there, but you also get the hints of red from the actual Lifeguard accessories, so it's kind of cool, but it's not like an overbearing amount. It's a good amount of yellow and a good splash of red just to get those major colors down. And also, I think the color yellow is a little more fitting than white. White would look okay, I think. I think that could pass, but yellow kind of stands out a little bit more. Besides the fact that it looks like the same color as the minifigs, I think it is a slightly darker yellow. I could be wrong, just my lighting's a little bit weird. Looking at the truck head on, you can kind of see that it has a nice girder, it's got its headlights. The wheels look a little bit beefy, which is just great for a truck. You can also kind of see on the top a little bit how it has its flashy lights to indicate on for an emergency. That's always great. Looking at the roof of our vehicle here, obviously we don't really want to tip over a Lifeguard truck, or hopefully it doesn't ever tip over on the beaches or anything, but in this case it will. Just take a look. You can kind of see its nice surfboard rack there for the Lifeguard. You can also see the roof now has an open canopy. We'll show that feature later. And then you can see the hood, and yeah. Moving on to the back of the truck, you can kind of see it has a very nice, I don't know, it's a truck, it's a roof bed truck, so it's kind of cool. And you can kind of see that with the stilts there, and we'll talk about this later, how this really cool technique to get those bars. Now, of course, other than just rolling, this truck has a lot more features. Although I will admit, this truck has a very nice roll. Okay, first off, we should probably start with the front of the truck. You can take off the hood, look at the engine. Not really. You can open the hood, but it doesn't really do anything. But, you know, it's still there. And then kind of our actual main reason that's up in the front is our canopy section here, along with our doors. Each side has an opening door, very simple to do. I don't know if you can actually really stuff your fingers in there. My finger's a little larger, so it doesn't really work too well. But you can do that, I do suppose. And you can close the door like normal. It's double. It's great. Now to actually put your figures inside of there, you have to lift up this canopy here, which is really easy to do. It's connected here, and there in the back. So it's kind of cool. Now, I don't know if this is just a new piece in general, but this is definitely the first time I've ever seen this cool piece. And what's so unique about this is, obviously you can kind of see it has an open top design. For this though, it actually can open up a window pane. So when you put it up here, you can kind of have it open in the truck. So it's kind of nice little sky roof there. It's very nice. It actually looks really cool up like that too. If I have like a figure hanging out there, you know, it's cool. Now that I actually put the minifigs inside the actual truck, no, you don't actually have to open up the door. I mean, you can. That's a cool play feature just in case. But just so you know, you will have to actually raise the arm of the minifigure so you can put them inside just like so. Oh, that actually makes it so much easier. There you go. And then you gotta close the door so it can actually stay snug and secure in there. I put them on the wrong studs. Imagine that. You gotta move them over one. So he kind of gets like reared up to the window, onto the side of the door, so you kind of have to raise his arm a little bit. But you know, majority of that, it works. And then you can fit a lady who looks a little sad to be there, but you know, I guess she's being rescued. She's a little traumatized from shark attack. So I'll fit her right in there, raise her arm a little bit too. You can put down just a little bit, but there you go. And then you kind of put the canopy right up top, just like that. There you go. And don't forget, you can actually open up your little sunroof here so they can actually, you know, have a little more fresh air than they already got. Alright, moving on to the actual back half of the truck, I want to talk about this super duper cool technique, is this crowbar piece. I actually struggled to actually get this inside of it at first, but I eventually did figure out it does actually click, so you can rest it on there and you can click it. It took me a while to realize that, but you know, I was like, how the hell does that move? So it kind of goes only up to there because of that piece, but it's really, really cool that it does actually do that, because it adds that super duper slick design, I guess you can say, the sharp angle down to keep on that roof part of the cabin. I think that looks great. Obviously, you can have some problems with these, like going up, but like nothing major. It looks freaking awesome, so I'm okay with that. The roof, back, truck bed, canopy, whatever you want to call it, has a lot of cool features on its own. I mean, not really. Itself doesn't really do anything. It's just kind of there. On top of the truck bed, that's really, really cool. But on top of it, you have two surfboards for your lifeguard, both in the red color. You have nice clips up there. You can press on it. There's not really too much like strain, so you don't have to worry about it collapsing in on itself. Anything of the sorts. But yeah, you can take those off as needed. And if you really, really wanted to, you can put the other lady's surfboard who got attacked by a shark. You could just put it back on top of there. Kind of rest it. It does make it a little bit like slick and easy to fall off, but at least it's still there, so you can do it. And if you really, really wanted to, and you want to take Brucey home, you can hop on the back of the truck too. I don't advise that though. It might not last long. With the actual back of the truck and actually see the truck bed, I just realized there's actually no license plate on this truck. I don't know if it's legal to drive or not. I mean, it is a, I guess, government-owned vehicle. I'm not really sure how most lifeguards work, but probably should do my research beforehand. That's okay. It does not have license plate, by the way, front or back. So that's cool to note actually. Yes, ignoring the actual fact that it doesn't have a license plate or anything, this actual back part right here is able to fold down, and you're actually able to access the back. I'll show that in a minute though, because I found like this technique is really, really cool, as it is a block design. How is it connected to that? Well, it's actually really, really clever. So I'm gonna take this off real quick. Oh, that kind of reveals it. Is it is one of those clip things that go up to this new piece. It's a newer piece, I guess, that has a hole in the middle of it, so it kind of sticks through. And when I attach the brick, it gives enough room to go up there, and you can attach it like so. And this other side also has one, so it kind of clips in there and gives that block design that's able to actually have a cool trunk. So yeah. But actually accessing the back obviously is not that bad. Flip that down, and you kind of have to slide this back unless you can get your fingers in there to slide that. Oh, it's kind of hard to get out. You just kind of take the truck back. Look at the actual back of the truck. You can kind of see it has these nice buoys and stuff here that you can use. Cool. Rescue people with, you know, the usual lifeguard stuff. It has a nice truck bed, which is a nice flat design, so you can slide this curtain in and out. So, yeah. And you just put it back in, just like so. Close that up. Nice and done. Of course, you're probably actually wondering what's inside the actual boxes in the back of a lifeguard truck. Now we're going to find out. So lift up like so, nice and easy. In this one, you have two flippers and some binoculars that you can use to observe the sea and make sure there's no sharks. Probably a good idea. Also didn't do it too well. Brucey's still here. But then looking at the other side of the crate, there is a med kit and a water bottle, so I can refresh. So it's nice to always have. Actually has the medical symbol. Mine seems to be a little faded, I realized. Look at the box. And it didn't have that kind of fade in the right corner, but it kind of makes it look weathered and torn. So I'm okay with that. And yeah, once you're done, you know, just put it in the back of the truck. Pretty cool. And for like the other accessories that came with the lifeguard, you can also just put in one of the crates, and I'm sure it'll be fine. In case if any of you were actually wondering this, once you take the crate out, yes, you can actually almost fit the shark in the back of the truck. Now, I don't know why you'd want to take the vicious truck back home, but you know, he fits, he works. His name's Brucey. Just mentioned I actually didn't talk about the stickers, that there is actually a lifeguard. I guess this is the lifeguard symbol. I feel it's like a unique symbol. Like they have the little symbol and they have the actual life thingy as a symbol. There's a buoy. It works, and it's just lifeguard. It's kind of cool. The symbol's also used on both sides of the truck and also on the back of the lifeguard minifigure. So I'd say it's a simple design. It kind of works. It's unique. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of it, but you know, it's still cool nonetheless. Overall, I'd say the building and the build of the set is actually amazing. The whole building process was super fun. Didn't really take that long. I'd say about a little under 30 minutes. I mean, for only 214 pieces, it's not bad. It was a really fun process though, thinking it through with only 2 bags, and then it actually turned out to be a really great build. I'd say, especially for only $25 too, in regular retail price, I am very, very happy with the set. 2 minifigs, shark, a lot of cool features. Even able to fit the shark in the back. Obviously not the intended use, but it is the thing you can do. And just overall, I'm very satisfied with the set, especially only for $25. There's a lot of features, there's a lot of cool things you can do. The coloring's cool, the design's cool. Even the stickers are really, really cool. But yeah, overall, I'd rate this set probably 9.5 out of 10. I'd say it's pretty close to a perfect set. I don't really know what else I'd add though. That's the thing. Maybe like a lifeguard tower. But besides that, that's pretty much perfect. Now with that, this concludes our review of a 9.5 set. LEGO City 60453, the Lifeguard truck. Brucey, over and out.